The fifth point that the Shaykh rahimahullah mentioned is احرص على معرفة أصول المسائل وقواعدها وقيد. The Shaykh says احرص, strive, على معرفة, in knowing أصول المسائل, the foundations of sciences and issues, وقواعدها, and its principles, وقيد كل شيء, everything that comes by, note it down. A student of knowledge needs to have a little book, a little kitab. A student of knowledge needs to have a little pen. These books are very good. Can you give me my badge? I found one of these books, they're very good. This one, it only costs £3.99. It's nothing too big. You buy this book, as you're studying, you come across a benefit, you're reading a kitab al-risala, you just write your little benefit here. Later, you will organize it. One each color for each science that you're studying. If it's a science pertaining to, are you there, brothers? If it's a science pertaining to hadith, you've got a color for it. If it's fiqh, you've got another color for it. If it's each subject, you have one book for it. You write your fa'idah in there. Wallahi, later, the fawaid that you've gathered from these books that you're studying, the benefits and gems that you have can be made into books. Volumes of books. That itself, wallahi, you can do muhadarat from it. Lectures, khutabs. Some of my khutbas are just a little benefit I came across when I was reading an ayah, for example, or a hadith, and a qawl that I came across. And that qawl of the hadith, or that hadith sparked a thought into my mind, maybe, you know what? Especially in my Monday reflections, I only base it all on just fawaid that I gather from books here and there. Nothing's organized. So it goes far. وَلِذَلِكَ, what did he say, the poet? He said, قَيِّدِ الْعِلْمَ بِالْكِتَابَةِ قَيِّدِ الْعِلْمَ بِالْكِتَابَةِ. Hold down knowledge and restrain knowledge with what? By writing it. The poet, what did he say? وَمِنَ الْحَمَاقَةِ أَن تَصِيدَ غَزَالَةً وَمِنَ الْحَمَاقَةِ أَن تَصِيدَ غَزَالَةً وَتَتْرُكْهَا بَيْنَ الْخَلَائِقِ طَالِقَةً. He said it's from the dim-wittedness that you hunt a deer. This is dim-wittedness, the poet said. That you hunt a deer. And then guess what you do? Instead of taking that deer and tying it up, you just let it walk again. You've hunted it, you grabbed it, you got it. What do? You have to hold down the deer, or the deer's going to go, right? Sah? That's how knowledge is. You came to this lesson. All this information has been brought to you. You hunted it. What you did was you hunted the knowledge. And it's so dim-witted that you're just going to go without holding it down, without keeping it with you. And all of that information has been given to you, and all of it just goes. None of it has been written. وَلِذَلِكَ they say, سِلَاحُ طَالِبِ الْعِلْمِ. The weapon of a student of knowledge is a pen. So it's the weapon of a student of knowledge. That's his weapon. Everything. Without a pen, for him it doesn't. So, and every science, what do you try to do, brothers? Everything you try to learn a principle. Principles are good. They help you a lot. Many things will fall under it. Learning foundations are very powerful. Usul and qawa'id are very good for a student of knowledge. Shaykh ibn Uthaymeen, they says, وَقَيِّدْ كُلَّ شَيْءٍ يَمُرُّ بِكَ مِنْ هَذَا الْقَبِيلِ. Everything that goes by, that has been said to you, write it down. فَقَدْ قِيلَ, it was previously once said, مَنْ حُرِمَ الْأُصُولَ حُرِمَ الْوُصُولَ. Anybody who's prevented and is prohibited from the usul is prevented and prohibited from reaching his goal. If you have not been allowed, Allah has prohibited from you to learn the usul, then you're going to be prohibited from the wusul, attaining your goal. You're not going to get your goal. Without these foundations, these fundamentals, you're not going to reach your goal that you're looking for. That you're striving to attain. You're not going to. How is it that you're going to attain? How are you going to attain it? You're going to attain it by making sure that you study the foundations and the fundamentals. The person will. ولذلك, there's a kitab written by Khatib al-Baghdadi. He wrote a kitab called قيد الكتابة. based on the fact that the person just narrows down knowledge and keeps it together. And I always say this, a book, when you read it, what you always read from that book is, number one, how do you deal with a book that you have, that you've read? How do you deal with a book that you've gained? You've got this book, and how do you want to know that you've understood this book? What a person needs to do to that book is that they take that book and they rewrite that book by summarizing it. Most scholars, when they speak, there's sometimes repetition in their words. Sometimes they go off topic. It's not part of what they're meant to say. You as a student of knowledge are going to only restrict yourself to what is part of the book. And anything that's from the istidradat, the points of topic that the Shaykh brings, the repetitions, points that he's already spoken about, he's bringing back again, and he's repeating again. If you're able to be as strong as to take that out, not taking out what is important, then you've understood that book. But if you're taking out vital information, that's a problem. Your ikhtisar of this is null and void. Some mukhtasarat are not worth buying, because they've taken out gems and statements that are meant to be part of the book. The mukhtasar is only meant to be to take out the irrelevant things for the now. Are we together? Number two, you are able to rewrite the content page. That book that you're reading, you write the fahras for it. Because remember, when I want to go back to that book later, and I want to go back to that book, I have to have a content page for it myself. Okay? Because the person who wrote the book, who did the tahqiq of the kitab, who brought out this book, they put a content page based on what they understood from this particular chapter, right? You might think there's something more apparent in this chapter that should be made the overall heading for it, and not this. And so what will it do for you as a student of knowledge? You will be able to go and reference these books quickly. Your research will be fast. Your way to get back to that book is quick. And not only that, you will reach far in reading. Wallahi, what you write always sticks. Once of writing is equal to 10 times of reading. Wallahi. If you read a book 10 times, and if you write it once, the whole book, it's the same. Powerful. The power, the brain and the writing, the way they are towards each other.